Traditional systems for budgeting and planning revolve around existing financial statements and structures. Structures which are designed for regulatory reporting and compliance. This works fine for simple consolidation and reporting, but we need a planning tool which incorporates the business logic, thought, and subject matter expertise of everyone in the organization to properly leverage all resources. To do this, you need a software tool which allows you to go beyond presenting numbers in this format to building models that reflect the way you think about your business. These models need to be integrated with your financials, but not defined or restricted by them. For example, you have a physicals plan, probably taken directly from your mine planning system. Here, we have set up physicals in their own clearly identified and easy to find area. They are fully integrated with the financial plan. If we change the physicals assumptions, those changes will ripple through to the P&L and beyond. Let's go to the P&L and see what happens when we change some physicals values. Keeping an eye on the total for FY 2013 and opening up a pane where we can modify our physicals values, we can see that changing these values here, for example, from 220,000 to 320,000 will have an impact on the total revenue of 341 million. Now it's gone up to 353 million, which shows that this particular model has an integrated operational set of drivers which are flowing through to the P&L. Physicals are not the only variables which impact the P&L, of course. Given US dollar commodity prices, the exchange rate to US dollars also has an impact on revenue. Changing this rate is changing the revenue numbers. As we can see, if we change from 1.03 to 1.06, we have a change in the revenue numbers. In planning activities, what we usually want to answer are what-if questions like, what will the impact of a currency fluctuation be on my base budget? In Alight, you can easily answer this type of question by creating a new scenario. New scenarios can be created on the fly. Let's take our base budget and create a copy of it. So we're copying this current scenario. Let's call it version 6. Now we're in version 6. And let's change the currency assumption here back to 1.03. Now let's see how this lines up with the base budget scenario by comparing them in this scenario analysis report. See how this scenario lines up with the base scenario, or the final scenario that we have, and here we can see the variance. We can even drill into these revenue numbers and identify what's driving the changes. So here we can see our fines. By showing units and rates, for example, we can see that the revenue variance here is caused by a variance in the revenue per ton, which is caused by the price per ton in US dollars being adjusted due to the exchange rate changes. Getting your budget in place is a first step. After that, you will likely want to forecast on a monthly or quarterly basis. But you'll want to ensure that the process of forecasting does not interfere with your budget and that you're able to compare your forecast to your original budget, preferably at all levels at which you originally planned. In this model, we have a forecast which was created at the end of the fiscal first quarter in October. If I open the Forecast 2013 report, you're going to be able to see that if we show the details here, that the first 3 months contain actuals. So if I go to my P&L, for example, I've got actuals for the first 3 months and then plan columns for the rest of the year, all rolling into an annual total for the fiscal year. So we can see our forecast total in the total FY 2013 column. We can also begin to modify the forecast numbers for the remaining 9 months based on available data. Once our forecast is complete, it's common practice to analyze how it compares to our original budget. Again, Alight's built-in analysis tools will allow you to compare anything to anything else. In this case, we can compare the forecast to the budget. Of course, as well as the short-term 1-year plans, financial planning for mining also has a much longer-term component, life of mine planning. Alight also enables this, allowing you to plan up to 20 years on a monthly level. In this particular case, we have a budget for the entire life of a mine. On this report, you can see it's for 5 years, rolling into our total life of mine. As with annual budgets or forecasts, you can create multiple life of mine budgets or forecasts and compare them to each other in the same way as before. Here we have a report which compares the original life of mine budget with the latest life of mine forecast. It's pretty early in the life of this mine, so the variances are small in absolute terms, but you can see how Alight enables planning both for the annual budget, for forecasts, and also for life of mine.